Okay, let's unpack this. You've brought us a fascinating source today. It's a link to Trump News Live, July 12, 2025, from the New York Times. What immediately grabs my attention, well, it isn't just the subject matter, it's that word live and the specific date. Today, July 12th, it feels different. It doesn't give us a finished article, does it? It's more like a window into a constantly updating news stream.
Exactly. And what's truly insightful here, I think, isn't necessarily the content that might be there, but the actual implications of the format itself. A live news report, especially coming from a publication like the New York Times, and pegged to a specific date like today, well, it signals something. It usually signals a high-stakes situation, something rapidly evolving.
Right.
For Trump news specifically, it suggests events are unfolding right now, in real time, and they demand immediate attention. It's less about a static report looking back and much more about the dynamic process of information shaping our understanding literally as it happens.
Okay, so our deep dive today isn't actually about the specific news itself, whatever that might be. It's about what this specific form of news delivery tells us about information, in the digital age. We're exploring the very nature of real-time reporting, especially on a prominent figure, because when a major news organization like the New York Times labels something live, that feels like it goes beyond just being current. It seems to imply a direct channel, maybe somewhat unfiltered, where information isn't just reported about the day, but it's presented almost as the experience of the day unfolding.
That's a distinct choice, right?
Ah,
Suggests significance.
it really does. And this raises an important question for you, the listener. How does this live aspect influence your perception of the information's freshness, maybe its potential for rapid revision, or even, its inherent bias just from being such an immediate take?
Yeah, that makes sense. It positions you differently. You become an observer of an ongoing narrative, rather than just a reader of some finalized account. This isn't just standard news, it's closer to a real-time feed. It might include raw quotes, immediate reactions, perhaps even statements that evolve quickly before the full picture emerges.
And then there's the pinpoint accuracy of the title, Trump News, on July 12, 2025. It's not a general overview. It really zeroes in on a specific individual and a precise moment in time. That alone suggests events around him are significant enough to warrant this continuous moment-by-moment coverage from, well, a top-tier publisher like The Times. Why this subject, why this day, and why make it live?
That specificity, coupled with the live format from the New York Times, it absolutely underscores the perceived importance, or even the potential volatility of the subject matter.
Volatility, interesting.
It signals to the reader, to you, that this isn't some retrospective analysis or a neat summary. It's presented as an urgent, unfolding situation, one that the publisher deems worthy of real-time engagement. And it puts the onus on the consumer, on you, to understand that what you're seeing is a snapshot in motion.
Not the final word.
Not necessarily, no, not the final declaration. And think about the pressure this puts on the journalists involved, constantly verifying, updating, and also the challenge for you, the audience, to synthesize that kind of dynamic flow of information. It's a lot to process.
Right. So what does this all mean for us then? We've taken a deep dive today, not really into an article's content itself, but more into the profound implications. Implications of its very title and format. Trump News Live, July 12, 2025, from the New York Times.
And this, I think, raises a really important question as we wrap up. In an era absolutely saturated with information, what does the choice of a live format, especially for high-profile news, coming from a reputable source? What does that tell us about the speed at which news is expected to be delivered today? And crucially, how does that speed shape our understanding of events? Does immediacy always lead to clarity? Or can it sometimes muddy the waters?
That's a great question. It truly makes you consider how the structure of a news source, its live nature, its specific date, its chosen subject, and its publishing outlet, how powerfully that influences your understanding, how you consume current events. So maybe take a moment, after this to ponder how different delivery methods, different ways of presenting news about Trump on July 12, 2025, how they might not just inform you, but actively shape your perception and your engagement with these unfolding narratives. Something to think about.